Hey guys, Halina here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Moon Knight, so stay tuned. Okay, so I know this is super weird. Only gray thing I own. Obviously not entirely gray, but gray nonetheless. In the hood, very Moon Knight-esque. Not reviewing this show in the hood, by the way, because it looks stupid. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm sticking with the gray theme, looking like Moon Knight. Yeah. So, first, I'm going to go into my non-spoiler thoughts, so that way if you haven't seen Moon Knight yet, you're maybe on the fence about it, you can hear what I thought without getting spoiled. Then I will dive into my spoiler thoughts. Yeah. So, Moon Knight is a show that follows mild-mannered gift shop employee Stephen Grant, who suffers from blackouts and memories of, another life. Yeah, it turns out he has dissociative identity disorder and just happens to share a body with mercenary named Mark Spector. And then, of course, they're thrown into a deadly mystery involving Egyptian gods because why not? Like, why not? The show kind of started off a little bit slow. It was introducing all these new characters and building this mystery of what's going on. So the slow pacing wasn't necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, the first 3 episodes, even a little bit of episode 4 was on the slower side, but then it really kind of picks up around episode 4 and then 5 and 6. Yeah. Also, this show is in the horror type genre, I guess. It's a show that has quite a few jump scares, especially in those first few episodes. It's not as creepy as I thought it was going to be, but yeah, still a little creepy. Definitely not a kid-friendly show. Like, you can argue, like, some of the other Marvel Disney Plus shows were, family-friendly. Maybe not Falcon and Winter Soldier, but who knows? Moon Knight, yeah, definitely, not, kid-friendly. But I mean, like, if you're watching it and you think, oh, yeah, my kid can watch this too, go right ahead. You are the parent. But I wouldn't necessarily throw it on with them without actually kind of seeing what it's like first. Also, the show deals with very traumatic things as we learn more about the reasons for, Steven's dissociative identity disorder. Episode 5 in particular delves into this in very big ways. So if you're triggered by, like, physical, verbal, psychological abuse, use caution when watching this show, especially episode 5, or just skip the show altogether. Honestly, yeah. Ultimately, it's a show that I wasn't sure I would be sold on. I didn't dislike it. I didn't love it either. I think it was a fine show, for sure, but just not great, not bad, just the ending, that's a whole other story. But I'll get into that in the spoiler section. Honestly, Moon Knight feels very disconnected from the MCU, so it's kind of a good show to watch if you haven't seen any other MCU projects. They don't make any big references to MCU moments from the past. They don't have any MCU characters pop up. So, truly, this is kind of the first Marvel Disney Plus show that you literally don't have to have watched anything MCU related before diving into this show. Watch Black Panther? Um, Moon Knight talks about the ancestral plane, and the ancestral plane is in Black Panther. It is literally a line in a conversation. It's almost like a throwaway line. So Black Panther isn't necessary viewing, but the ancestral plane is mentioned. Not even dived into, just mentioned. Yeah, you don't feel lost if you haven't seen Black Panther because, like I said, it's just a moment. It's just the ancestral plane, and that's it. So, yeah, you're not lost if you haven't seen Black Panther. You can even watch Black Panther after Moon Knight if you want to see what the ancestral plane looks like. Honestly, it really doesn't even matter. But if you were to watch something beforehand, I guess Black Panther. But honestly, not necessary viewing. Nothing is necessary viewing. Alright, so now I'm going to be diving into my spoiler thoughts. So if you haven't seen Moon Knight yet, go watch it, come back here, hear what I thought. Let's go. So first I'm going to start with what I loved, because let's start with the positive. I love the use of mirroring images. Like, there's a lot of shots where, like, there's reflections either in mirrors or in puddles on the ground. Those ones are my favorites, by the way. I just like the symbolism of, like, the mirroring thing where, like, Steven, Mark, Jake, Moon Knight, Khonshu, like, they're all living in one body, in the world, together, and just the use of, like, mirror images and, all that. I just really loved it. It looked really cool. The WTF is happening here vibe is a lot of fun. It's a vibe that's played literally throughout the entirety of the show. You never really know what's real and what isn't, and what's happening, and it's just a lot of fun. Except for the end, which I will get to in the didn't like section. I love the diving into Egyptian gods. We got to dive into Norse gods quite a bit with, the Thor movies and the Avengers movies and everything, and Loki series, and, it seems like we'll be getting, like a dive into the Greek gods in Thor Love and Thunder. At the very least, it seems like they will be present in Thor Love and Thunder. So it was really great to get the opportunity to dive into the Egyptian gods as well. And I have to wonder if any of them will actually show up in Thor Love and Thunder, given who the villain is going to be in that movie. Not going to spoil it, but it's been floating around out there. And if you don't know and you want to know, just Google it, because I'm not spoiling it here. But I have to wonder if they'll show up in Thor Love and Thunder. Another thing that I loved was Layla suiting up as she became Toweretz. I know I'm saying that wrong, but, As she became her avatar, it was just awesome. I loved the costume. And then there's that moment where the woman that Layla saves, turns to her and asks if she is an Egyptian superhero. And Layla tells her that she is, and it was such a great moment. I just love that we are getting all this diversity in the MCU, and people are now starting to be able to see themselves in these heroes. I think that is absolutely great. It is absolutely amazing. Let's keep doing it. Yeah. Also, love the acting. Like, everybody was on point in this show, but in particular, Oscar Isaac stands out. He had to play Mark and Steven, and then Jake for a hot minute. Sort of kind of played Khonshu. In particular, the Trial of the Gods and everything. That scene was a lot of fun. Where, Mark and Khonshu were sort of, or was it Steven and Khonshu? I can't even remember anymore. Where they're sort of, not necessarily dueling it out to speak, but just, I don't know, Oscar Isaac just played all these different roles brilliantly, and yeah, I really love his performance in the show, as well as everybody else's too, so. Now on to what I didn't like. I guess I didn't like the horror. Those first few episodes, all those jump scares, I don't do horror at all. And I wasn't sure how I was going to handle the show. And, it wasn't as bad as I initially thought it was going to be, but it was still kind of hard to sit through a lot of those jump scare moments. That's just me, though. Also, it's kind of confusing to follow who is experiencing what in terms of Mark and Steven, and then we have that moment in episode 6 where it's actually Jake, Harrow is, dead or whatever, and, Mark's like, I'm guessing that wasn't you, Steven, and Steven's like, nope, and it's like, okay, so who is it? Well, it was Jake. Whoa. It's very confusing overall, and you really kind of have to be paying attention to follow, who is actually in possession of the body in any given moment. Yeah, so I guess the fact that you actually have to pay attention in this show, yeah, I don't know. But that ending, I cannot express how much I despise the ending. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll sit with it for a while. I'll learn to appreciate the ending. I'll enjoy the ending more. No, the longer I sat with it, the more I despised it. So basically, in the end, we go back to the psychiatric facility. Harrow has bloody footprints, and Steven and Mark are like, are you seeing this? What's this about? What's really going on? It's the theme throughout the whole series, but I was kind of hoping we'd resolve that whole thing by the end. No, we didn't. We're still left wondering what on earth is going on, what is real, what isn't, all the things. But honestly, that wasn't bad. It was the post-credit scene that really, really angered me, because now we got the post-credit scene where Harrow is a patient at the psychiatric facility, and, a man, we don't really see the man, he brings Harrow out to a limo where he's just chilling. Khonshu's just chilling in the limo, and Khonshu's like, yeah, I'm still taking over, Mark Spector's body, because here is Jake Lockley, he's the worst of the worst, and everything like that, and it's like, just, why do that in a finale of a show and, not tell us when any of these characters will be returning? It almost kind of felt like, Loki's finale, except Loki's finale, let us know that Loki was getting a season 2. So it's like, okay, they're going to pick up that thread in season 2. As far as I know, Moon Knight only has 6 episodes. Moon Knight ain't getting a season 2. Moon Knight might be getting a movie. I don't know. Moon Knight might show up in somebody else's movie. We don't know, though. And seriously, what even is this show, and what did I sit through for 6 episodes? Will we ever get answers? Who knows? And that is the part that I don't like. Tell me where these characters are appearing again, so I can sit there and I can say, you know what? That was a good ending. Instead of sitting there saying the ending was just a big pile of bleep. Seriously, I hate this ending so much. I don't know, maybe I'm blowing this way out of proportion. I don't care. I hate the ending so much. Because it didn't tell me what happened in the first 6 episodes. It didn't even end in any sort of conclusion manner. we're not sure it's getting a season 2. As far as I know, it's not. You're not telling me, Moon Knight will reappear, in, whatever movie. Okay. So that is my thoughts on Moon Knight. But let me know what you thought of Moon Knight. And also, who was your favorite character since they were all new characters? I think my favorite characters have to be Layla and Steven. I'm not particularly fond of Mark, but Mark I guess is fine. Steven, on the other hand, he's a lot of fun. But yeah. Layla, Steven, I think they were my favorite characters. Yeah, so let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you like this video, leave a like, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you can be notified when I upload my latest videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in another video. Bye, guys! This is why I don't go live. Might as well drink some water. We're going to be here for a while.